Hi, I'm Siobhan. I am the mother of two young boys, Harrison, who's 3, and Seb, who is 1. And we have been avid cloth nappy users for over 3 years now. I'm also a blogger and nappy reviewer over on Eventual Mother. So I've stopped here at Tickle Tots with you to share another video. You may have seen my last one on how to properly fit your nappy. And today we're going to be talking about how to overcome any leaks that you may find whilst using them. So you'll notice in front of me we've got 2 Tickle Tots nappies. Now these are the same size nappy. They are birth to potty and will see you from £9 to £35. This one we have set at its smallest setting and this one is at its largest. So you can see what a range you will get, and that is going to be able to grow with your baby, and you'll change those settings as you go. Now if you are noticing leaks from your baby's cloth nappies, the first thing you need to do is identify where those leaks are coming from so that you can troubleshoot them. The easiest way is to see where the wet patches lie on your baby's clothes, possibly their vest or whatever it happens to be that they're wearing. So if you're noticing that wet patch around the waist or the legs or possibly the crotch in the middle of the nappy itself, that's going to show you where the problem is and of course how to fix it. As a general rule of thumb, leaks around the waist and legs of your nappy will generally indicate a problem with size or fit, where leaks around the middle of the nappy might indicate an issue with the nappy itself. One of the first things to check is nappy liners. You may use a disposable or reusable nappy liner inside your nappy, and that will allow any moisture to go through it but will collect any solids. Makes it a little bit easier for discarding that stuff down the toilet. It could be as simple as the liner poking outside of the nappy, which of course is going to create a wicking risk and create a channel for that moisture to go out of the nappy and onto the baby's clothes. That's easily resolved by making sure that the liner is tucked inside. Now all liners are made differently. You'll find some work for you and some others don't. Personally, I like the Canny Mum bamboo liners. I'm a huge fan of bamboo as a material. It's got naturally antibacterial properties. It's really sustainable, super good for the environment, and it's incredibly robust and durable as well, which is why it's one of the materials that's used within Tickle Tots nappies. Canny Mum bamboo liners and wipes are excellent for keeping everything nice, neat and simple to deal with, but are also great for the environment. Another thing to look out for, of course, is the legs of the nappy, and this goes the same for smaller settings and larger settings. It should be sitting nicely and neatly in baby's neckline. Any gaps that you'll get because your nappy's sized too large, or any tight pulls and bunches you're getting because baby's sized too small, they are going to create potential risks for leaks. But they are super easy to resolve. You'll notice that you've got a really nice soft elastic around the double leg gusset in Tickle Tots, and that's going to allow you to get a nice tight seal around baby's legs without it digging in, leaving any nasty red marks or being uncomfortable. You want to get the fabric as straight as possible, and that's really easy to do, even with those smaller settings where you are on the smaller rise snap and you've got that folded over material. What you need to do is just give it a little bit of a jostle until it sits nice and flat, and you should see that right into the gusset of the leg as well. And that's going to give you a really neat fit around baby's leg. It could of course be that your settings are too big for your baby. Of course, if you've got any gaping holes around either the legs or the waist, that is a really easy to see indicator that you need to go onto a smaller size, or you need to make things a little bit tighter. If it's too big, you might find that the front of the nappy is sitting too high on baby. Is it covering their belly button? Is it just a little bit too high and a little bit too bunchy at the front? You've got that fantastic hook and loop fastening around the front of your nappy. It means that you don't have to worry about being in between poppers. It gives you the complete ability to tailor the fit around baby right down to the individual millimetre. And that means that you don't have to make your nappy too tight or too loose and face those possible problems. To help you get that perfect fit, check out our previous video where we give you a full demonstration of how to get it exactly right. And if you're happy that you've got the correct fit and the correct sizing around your baby, but you're still getting leaks, perhaps around the crotch of your baby, then there could be an issue with the nappy itself. Now it's important that you look after your cloth nappies correctly. You need to follow those washing instructions and make sure that you are preserving the life of them for as long as possible to get you every little bit of bang for your buck, and of course to save the planet as many disposable nappies going to landfill as possible. And there are a few things to look out for. You want to make sure that the nappy hasn't been washed in fabric conditioner or bleach, as they can impact the absorbency of the nappy, the boosters and the inserts within them. Wash them without those things to keep them as absorbent as possible for as long as possible. Another thing to look out for are nappy creams and the type that you're using on your baby. Petroleum-based nappy creams are likely to impact the absorbency of your nappy. So if you are going to be using those for whatever reason, it's important that you use those disposable or reusable liners that we talked about earlier. And that's going to protect your nappy whilst giving you the ability to still use those same creams on your baby. Though it is worth noting that you can get some amazing creams out there that are not petroleum-based, that are absolutely cloth nappy safe. So do keep an eye out for those, have a little search, because we've only used those and they've been marvellous. And the last thing to look out for is how you are drying your nappies. Like I say, if you're noticing the leaks from the nappy itself and you're noticing damage in the nappy, it could be the PUL layer. That's the waterproof layer that's going to stop leaks from occurring, but you do need to look after it properly. So don't put it on direct heat. Now, these inserts can absolutely be tumble dried, which is certainly going to save you precious hours if you are needing it. But the best way to preserve the life of your nappy is to air dry them, and you should always air dry the covers on here to protect that pull as much as possible. Tumble drying the nappy where it shouldn't be, or indeed placing the nappies to dry on direct heat, such as a radiator, is going to potentially risk the PUL layer. And if you notice cracks and splits in that, there's very little you can do to bring them back from the fold. So it's really very simple if you are noticing leaks to figure out where they're coming from and indeed to correct them. Just make sure you're following the instructions of how to wash and dry your nappy to give them the best chance, the most absorbency, and keep them at their best for longest. Use a cloth nappy safe nappy cream if you have to use a nappy cream at all. And of course, make sure your fit is correct. Like I say, that previous video of ours will show you exactly how to do it, and we've told you a few things to look out for that might be causing you some problems. Thanks very much for watching. We hope you found this useful. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and all that other lovely stuff. And any questions you've got, pop them in the comments and we'll be sure to answer you them as quickly as possible. Thank you, bye.